Eirik Krokås,
Hey,
welcome to the podcast.
thanks for having me.
Dude, of course. The last time I saw you, we did a show in Sandvika.
Samika, yeah.
Dude, that was the funnest car ride on the way home.
Oh, right, I forgot about the car. I was pretty drunk.
Dude, you were fucking drunk as shit. You were on fire. But we had you, Kevin Kildahl, Espen Abrahamsen,
Yes.
Hans Magna, and me. And that was a combination for a good car ride.
Gang. That's
That's
a
a
gang.
gang. I never wanted that car ride to end. I was like, where do you guys want to go? Let's just keep driving.
Yeah.
Shit.
Forgot all about it, man.
Yeah, dude, it was good. But
Were you driving?
I was driving.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
I just remember waking up at home. I was like, I don't know how I got here.
Yeah.
And it was you.
It was me.
Okay, fuck
because
it
you and
up.
Espen kept going out drinking.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I was like, Kevin had to wake up and fly fucking somewhere to a show. And then you guys were like, duh,
Shit,
Sports Bar 33.
owe him money.
You owe him money?
I owe him money. Yeah. I'll sort it out afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Afterwards. No,
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah.
you can wait a little longer.
Dude, but I feel like I have to tell you, like, I love your stand-up.
Thanks, man.
I love it. And I talk a lot about stand-up to anybody who will fucking listen.
Yeah.
And then I mention you any chance I get.
Thanks, man. It means a lot, man.
Yeah.
Means a lot, man.
Dude, and then like, I told my girlfriend about you. I said, oh, I'm getting this guy coming on the podcast. And I love him. She goes, why do you love him? I go, I think in any room, no matter the size of the room, he's like the biggest loser in the room.
I am.
I know.
I just realized that because Skatteetaten.
Yeah.
I got them on text. Like, I'm texting Skatteetaten and they call me back. So what is it this time? How long do we have to wait? A couple of more weeks. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you're in. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Are you fucked? Like,
yeah,
you're in some economics.
I'm in some economic. I mean, it's gonna work itself out if I get a hold of my other issues. The reason why I'm in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. With cocaine and gambling, it's a hell of a combo if you hate money.
That's what I mean about the biggest loser in the room with the most fucked up stories and with this perspective of imagine if you had a friend that did all the shit that you fucking done.
I fucking hate that guy.
Right? But you would never stop listening to him. You'd be like, and then what other bad decision did you make?
At some point, I would stop listening to me if you started giving advice.
If he's giving you like a life advice or like
do the opposite, man.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever he says, don't do it. But you have this style which is just like I feel like you're my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like
same likewise. And I don't like people. I really dislike people. So that says a lot about you.
Well, thank you. But I just love the way that I just love like the jokes but your stage presence. Bare hele deg. Jeg elsker deg, bro.
Elsker deg, man.
Ja.
And I'm a big fan of you as well, obviously, and I love your energy. We talked about this the previous time. The way I've seen you do some duo MCing with another comedian.
Oh yeah.
And just it's Matt. It's a great MC, but it can be a little bit too rough.
Yeah.
I talked with him about it, so I'm not. No problem mentioning this here, but I just the first time I saw you on stage was with Mert, and he was MCing, and he's good at it. He's quick in the response and all that, but he tends to get a little too aggressive, a little too hostile for the audience.
Yeah.
And when you came up on the stage and just brought all that positive energy that you got in your body, it just changed the room in a very positive way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. That was a very uneasy night for me because I've never been a fucking co-host of somebody else's show, and I think the original plan was Mark goes, I'll do 5 minutes, and then you do 5 minutes, and then we host together.
Yeah,
and like he did like fucking 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and then I just went up and like, okay, now I just joined you.
Yeah, and you balanced that playing second violin.
Yeah,
just waiting for the right chance to go in. You did that. You timed that perfectly, especially if it was your first time.
It was my first time, and I wasn't comfortable doing it. But my strategy when it comes to people asking me to do things, I just say yes. So he's like, hey, do you want to do a 5-minute spot or do you want to co-host? And I go, you know what do you need the most? And
What's
he goes,
the most challenging? is the way you should go about it. What will I learn most from?
Is that your strategy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So
and I tell this to new comedians all the way. But when you're a new comedian, they're after the sweet spot, which is normally the first spot after the break, and they'll get really stressed up when they're first on stage. And I always tell them that's the spot you want to chase. First spot, opening act, because that's the spot that you will learn most from. The audience is unaffected by other comedians. You get a clean slate.
Yeah.
If you do well on the first spot, it means that you have done. That means that your jokes have been working fine. Your stage presence, your timing's been good, because you're the first comedian that they see. So if you deliver at the first spot, you've done a good job. If you're on the sweet spot first after a break or later in the show, you might have a poor deliverance on stage, and the jokes were a bit loose and stuff like that. But you still get a lot of response. You don't get you don't get the same honest feedback from the audience as you do on the first spot.
It's more forgiving.
Yeah.
I actually had the first spot at that show we did in Sandvika.
Yeah, and that was an audience. Holy
Fuck,
shit.
that was hard work, bro.
Yeah.
That was really hard. I can't remember how long I did, but whatever it was, the first half of it, like the first, let's say it's 7 minutes, like nothing, not nothing. And then at a certain point, at some point, it was really interesting about you, because and what you did was really good, because you didn't let it affect you. You didn't. And it's super hard when you stand on stage and you're performing, you're entertaining, and the audience is dead fucking silent. It's fucking horrible, man. Yeah.
And you didn't change your stage presence. You just so that you kept being charming, and eventually you got him. It's the right way to go.
It is a weird thing, because I don't know like why they switched. Because it's sort of like there's just this agreement amongst the crowd to go, oh, now we like it.
Yeah.
Now you've won our right to laugh.
Yeah, I think if a majority of them is being reserved, it just spreads. Like they don't want to be the one, because they don't like to stand out. They like the audience just turns into one person. That's why I see it. It's like the audience has one personality. You're talking to one person, because the audience they respond in the same way. So you just need to find out what kind of person is sitting in the room, and when you like the night in Sandvika we did, a good thing to do. I did it when I was there. So I don't know if you noticed, but it got awkwardly silent when I was on the stage. A joke didn't go, and I just took the microphone and I just leaned forward and said, "I love awkward silences." Which is a lie, obviously, but it's just addressing the situation in the room and owning it.
Yeah.
Right? Just fake it till you make it, man.
Wow. That's the move. I love that you said that the audience is one person.
They are,
because they become a collective hive kind of mind.
Yeah.
And then you need to find out what kind of person you're dealing with. Like, is it somebody that likes this or somebody that likes that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's super weird. It's a lot of psychology.
It sounds like it's a psychological.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's so important. It's really weird, because when you grab the microphone, the first 15 seconds are super important.
Okay.
That impression. If you start off and you're not funny. I mean, you're the opposite of funny. You start with a joke that goes bad. You'll use the next like 3-4 minutes just trying to turn at first, just because first impressions, they stick. They really stick, because people don't want to admit that they're wrong. So if they decide that they don't like you from the start, it's going to take a lot to switch that up.
So you got to capitalize on that first 15 seconds.
The first part of your set needs to be. I see a lot of comedians who start with their new sets, the new jokes, and because they want to finish strong. Yeah. So they want to. That's the exact opposite way of how I like to do it. Start with your best material. Yeah. You need to get into understand that you're funny, and then you can change it up and add some new jokes after that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I recognize that, and the weird thing though was like on that particular night, like I have a joke that's like, "Hi, jag heter Inia. I mean, personlig pronomen, det är brorsan." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
It's the perfect opening joke.
It's a great opening joke. And I've done that joke maybe 100 times or something like that. And it usually does very well. I build the tension up. They think, what's he going to say? His personal pronoun. Yeah. There comes the joke. not a single laugh that night, like nothing. But the thing was, like, I didn't feel negative about that because I'd known that that joke is successful.
Yeah.
And I don't like saying it's not me, it's the audience. I don't want to blame the audience ever, but there was something about that particular audience where the joke that works 99 times out of 100 didn't work. So that was kind of...
It was a weird night.
It was weird, but you know, one thing that I loved was that like Espen changed the lineup because I think he goes... I was talking to Espen like later on, and I think you went up, and I go, "Fuck, dude, did you change the lineup?" And he goes, "Yeah." Krokås said, "If we run into trouble, send me up." And then I go, "Dude, he's fucking killing it." Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah, just because whenever I see people struggling on the stage, I get this. I wanna see if I can do it. It's going up, meeting a cold audience, an audience that hasn't been convinced yet that this is a good night. Just if there's an opportunity for me to change that, I will always take it.
Wow! So you chased that deficit.
Yeah, I saw that both Espen was struggling, and he did a way too long set. I talked about this with him because he did 30 minutes before you, which is it's 50 minutes too long.
Yep.
And he did. I love that about him because he was doing a really good job, but. Somehow I didn't see the first 5 minutes, but I can just imagine that his first jokes didn't go off as planned, and he wanted to make sure that the audience was warm and welcoming to the first act.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the right thing to do, because if you're not vibing with the audience as an MC, it feels bad to put on the first act with a cold room, but it's sometimes just better. Just get a change up. You'll get more chances to show that you're funny. Just say, all right, I'm ready for the next act. Get him on.
Yeah.
Or her. Or it. That's not the right.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I want to talk to you a little bit about your solo show.
Yeah.
Because you have a solo show called, what's it called?
Føkk Up.
Yeah. Yeah. Why'd you call the solo show Føkk Up?
I am a fuck up. It was, for me, it was. I've been struggling with a lot of drug issues and gambling issues. I got addicted to, like I said, cocaine and gambling. I've lost millions in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's been a rough couple of years, and when I decided to put up a solo show. The solo show was very necessary for me to get over this, because I needed something ahead to look forward to, something to motivate me. And I just realized it's my first solo show, and I was gonna set it up on Latter. It's been a dream of me for me forever, and I just decided that I'm not gonna miss this opportunity to be real. I don't want to stand there and talk about, observational humor. I wanted to tell my story, and I wanted to be real. So it's so that's what I did, and I've been. I honestly think it's a very good show.
I can imagine. Yeah. I'd love to see it.
You will have the opportunity.
Yeah. When's it on? If people are listening, when can they see it? What's the deal?
I'm going into rehab 17th of July. I'm going to stay there until next year. So next year sometime I'll I'm taking a half-year break from stand-up I'm in a good space now. Like I haven't done drugs in a while now, and I'm in a good state. So, but I'm never ever going to get back to that point. So I'm gonna do my rehab, and I'm gonna get well. I need to do, and then so taking a break from stand-up just to focus on myself and get healthy and get new perspectives and just get rid of old habits, and then I'll come back with I'm gonna make sure I come back with a lot of shit, a lot of funny stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I bet, man. Just like on a personal note, I just want to say that like I'm really happy for you.
Thanks,
that
man.
you're going to be dedicating that much time to looking after yourself, and I don't think people do that enough, to be honest.
No. But it's and just the thing I like most about it is I'm just gonna address this now. For me to talk English, it's not because when I learned English, in high school or whatever. Well, that's not what I learned. Anyways, I sort of just did it with an English accent, right? So I just talk with an English. So I would just talk normal Norwegian, and whenever I was going to talk English, I was like, "Hello, mate, you're right, yeah? So name's Eririk. Nice to meet you. How are you? Having a good day?" And I'm trying to unlearn that habit. So what I'm left with is a guy who's constantly in and out of a stroke. I don't know.
So you went full on 100% fucking English accent.
Yeah. You just sat backstage with English comedians. Oh, what brings you to Norway? Having a good time, mate. All right, yeah.
And
nice to see you.
You were kind of faking that, or you were consciously.
No, I wasn't that extreme, but yeah, I had this weird English accent.
Yeah.
Wow. So now I'm trying to relearn English.
Yeah, I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks,
I mean, for comedy's sake,
Yeah.
it would be hilarious listening to you talk with that fucking full-on British accent. But I'm glad you don't, because a lot of people that speak with that accent as a second language sound like fucking douchebags.
Yes, they do.
That's like the douchiest accent.
I know,
Shut the fuck up. Talk American, idiot.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and I got a lot of that because
Of course.
and I did it up until the point I started doing stand up, and comedians they notice everything, and they let you know everything. They were like, you know, Ole So. We were me and him and his girlfriend and my ex-girlfriend went to America, met all of because my ex-girlfriend used to live there for a while, and so we met. So we met all our friends, and they sat there speaking in English. He was just sitting there drunk. He's like, "Why are you talking like that?" Huh? In front of everyone. I was like, "Excuse me."
Oh, shut the fuck up. It's cringy. When you think about it now, you want to have a shower.
Yeah. Just casually, "Hello, you're right."
Dude, you can't do it.
No, I
You
can't.
can't do it. The way he's talking now is way better.
Yeah, it is.
It's so
It is.
much better.
It is.
You know, like I have a 14-year-old daughter, and like in school, they're all kind of learning how to speak English. But her English is good. She sounds like an Australian. But all the other kids are kind of like almost choosing their accents. And she goes, "There's one boy who goes with the British accent."
Oh.
I go, "That kid, never invite him over for a party." Like that you can't trust that kid.
Imagine if they end up together.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
I was
father-in-law.
like, "Shut up, dickhead. We're going to
the
Australia.
fuck out of
Get the fuck, go down to Sydney. Stop being a pussy." Oh my god, dude. Okay, so you're okay. So like, Is it okay if I talk to you about the gambling and the coke problem?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got dragged into a place which was so destructive, and how much coke were you taking?
I used to do cocaine like 4 times a week, and I did between 2 and 4 grams every night.
No way.
I did shitloads of coke.
2 to 4 grams every night.
I remember one time I had a 4-day coke bender, and I did 4 grams every day, and I ended up in a full-on cocaine psychosis. It was insane. I could hear people talking about me, hear people drumming on doors. I could see. It was insane. It lasted for like 6-7 hours, where I genuinely saw and heard things that were trying to kill me. It was insane. I had to sit in the corner of my room with the lights on just to be prepared for anything. It was. I've done a lot of coke.
Wow. Okay, so that was like a coke psychosis.
Yeah.
And when you're doing 4 grams of coke every night, are you like, what are you doing?
Gambling.
Online gambling?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Slots.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just fucking taking line after line and
after
just
line,
playing.
And it's the most insane combination of it's insane because cocaine makes your head just super acceptable to stimuli.
Yeah.
And casinos are designed to stimulate. So everything just fucking connects and so bling bling bling, and just I remember one night I tell this story in my show just to try to explain it to people. I remember my biggest moment as a comedian was when I did Olavshallen in Trondheim. Thousands sold seats, and I did. It was such a great set. I had 10 minutes. I could only do half of it because of the response, because of the laughter. It was just waves of laughter. I couldn't get through half of my set because of the 1,000 people just acknowledging you. It was insane. And I remember 2 days after that, I went home and I took a loan from Bank Norwegian, 50,000 kroners. It was on my account Friday afternoon. Saturday, right after midnight, 2 o'clock, it was gone. 50,000 kroners in 5-6 hours.
Wow.
And if I had to pick which one of those 2 nights that gave me the most amount of joy, it's definitely the cocaine gambling night. I mean, it's the best day of my life. Just so much. I did 5 grams of cocaine and gambled 50,000 kroners. It was insane.
But don't you feel bad when you lost?
The next day was very suicidal. Yeah.
Okay. But whilst you're caught up in that, I can still win. I can still win.
Yeah, chasing the light. Yeah, I remember when, because I remember when I tried to deposit 1,000 kroners. It was rejected. I was like, I must have only spent like 5 or 6,000. It was not 50. It's insane.
Wow.
You have and so on cocaine while gambling, for me at least, I don't know if that's the case. I've heard about other people that try to combine those to mix those two, and there's no happy ending to any of those stories, because you have no perspective or understanding of the value of money at that moment. You don't care about anything. You're super focused on just, I need to do this. I need to gamble. I need to win money. So you have no idea how much money you're spending, and I start borrowing from people, start calling people in the middle of the night, pretending that I'm in need of help, so I can get some money, just so I can put into the casino. I just need a couple of 100 kroners, because I can win it back. It's insane, man.
Wow.
So I think since 2018, I think I've gambled. I've placed between 1.5 and 2 million Norwegian kroners on casinos.
Shit, and you lost all that.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so it was specifically like the combination of the coke and the gambling, which created that effect.
Yeah.
But on the by itself, like if you weren't taking coke, would you still gamble as much?
I've always had a weakness for it. Yeah, but I've always been able, unless when I'm coked up, to cocaine was the first time I started spending money I didn't have.
Okay.
So before that, I always liked casinos and slots and gambling and playing sports and all. I always liked those things, obviously. But when you mix it with cocaine, it's I can't describe it. It's insane.
Wow, I understand. It has this combined effect that creates this addictive response and all that kind of shit, and it shuts off a part of
most parts of the brain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But so do you like? And I know that you're like going into like therapy and rehab in like another month or something like that. But have you been able to kick those addictions by channeling your addictive nature into something like more positive, or what's your strategy been?
I'm not. I don't. The last couple of weeks has been good. It's been good, and I don't know what. So somewhere where it just feels like I've woken up. Like I had this really good. Yesterday I was like at home and just having a chill night, and I just realized that I haven't thought about cocaine for a week. And I genuinely broke down. Just, holy shit! It's so exhausting to be addicted to something. It's insane. Just there's a substance that controls me more than I control myself. It's what guides me through the day. Addiction is it's not something I would recommend anyone.
No, but that's interesting what you said. There's a substance that controls you more than you control yourself.
You cross a point where you go from doing cocaine to cocaine doing you.
Yeah. Wow.
And one of the things that really motivates me is that I'm good at telling stories.
Fucking amazing at telling stories. I love your stories.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I've got a good way of communicating with people, and I want my voice to be heard in a way that I can prevent other people from doing the same mistakes. That's a really big goal for me.
Yeah.
If I can turn this very dark part of my life into something, I want to make this weakness into a strength.
But don't you think comedy is the best way to do that?
Best way to do it.
Nothing is better than that.
I wouldn't be taken seriously as a politician.
Oh, shut the fuck up. What do you want to do? Outlaw internet? Shut up, idiot.
Cocaine should be illegal. Yeah.
But if you package it with a fucking ton of jokes, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, it's the best.
Man, I'm constantly like amazed by the power that comedy has. Like by the power that connecting to somebody's emotions that makes them laugh, how that can be such a tool for making people aware of things, education, changing their entire experience. You know what I mean?
It's a great way to inform people.
It's the best way to inform people.
Because people listen.
Yeah. They listen because they're going to get some kind of reward that makes them feel good. They go, When you think about like back at school, right? I had like 90% of my teachers were fucking monologues.
Yeah,
They were so boring. But I thought about this.
One teacher.
Exactly. That one guy who would say something in a way that made you laugh or that made you smile, or he'd talk about ancient history and just throw in a joke, and you're like, that's kind of cool. And my mum would go, what do you like? I go, ancient history? Just because of the teacher.
Yeah. The one, and that's also almost always the same teacher that sees the children for what they are.
Yeah.
Who understands. Who understands them? I had one of those seasons myself, and I was a problem kid because I've been undiagnosed with ADHD until last year. I was 30 years before I got the diagnosis, so I was always a troublesome kid, and all the teachers wanted to give me bad grades in behavior and stuff like that. And remember this one teacher, he was so frustrated, and he talked to me about it, about how teachers are grading children's behavior because they're restless. And he just said like for instance, I was a kid who liked to, if I had a pen, I wanted to see how it worked. Like how far can you, if you pull out the string, how far can you shoot it into the air, like make a rocket out of pens? And that got me in trouble. With all the teachers because I was disturbing the class, but he came and I was like, okay, how far can you get it? I want to help you. And I was like, he understood that this was a creative process happening. This is not disturbing. This is this kid who's trying to figure stuff out. And I remember last year in 10th grade, I was going to get the worst grade in attitude, and he broke the law. Like, he just gave me the best grade, told me to never tell anyone about it, because he didn't see me as a problem. Okay? He saw me as a kid who just needed to be seen, I guess.
But that's the thing with the fucking education system, is that you have so many people that are so different. Like, you're like obviously interested in one thing at that moment that you're really curious about. And somebody else might be interested in something else, but they're just better at fucking playing I'm going to just sit here and listen to this boring shit game.
Yeah.
You know, and when you have a look at like all of the diversity that society requires, it needs people that think differently.
Yeah.
If you look at every fucking TED Talk, it's think outside the box.
Yeah.
Be an individual. Be you. Follow your interests. Follow your passions. But school just takes all that away and punishes you for it.
Yeah.
You're going to get the bad attitude grade because you're interested in something different than what everybody else is.
Killing curiosity. It's super fucked up.
I've seen that so many times over the years.
Yeah.
You know, like the Australian education system.
It's the same?
It's worse.
Oh.
It's worse because the Australian education system has uniforms. So we're all looking exactly the same. Imagine that.
Yeah. So fucking stupid.
You have a society that respects entrepreneurs and all these people that dare to think differently. But the school system, you want them to be conforming and looking fucking identical.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you think that does to people's psychologies? Do you think that teaches them to like stand out and follow their dreams?
No, we're not supposed to stand out and play. I just think about like if you're a grown person in studying marketing, something creative, right? Let's say you go to Bay at marketing, so you go into Bay with 3,000 other students. You do 3 years of the same education, and you're done in school and with the same education as 2,000 other people, and then you're gonna try to stand out.
Yeah.
But just don't do that. Just spend those 3 years doing something creative. If you want to work creative, just be creative.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need some school. We don't want a lot of creative electricians out there, but
No.
but I mean, yeah.
But when you think, like, I run a business, right, that makes videos and campaigns for companies and things like that.
Okay,
And
you do.
that's what I do.
Okay.
That's what this place is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So throughout the 10.
Okay, so okay. Can I
Yeah,
ask?
please.
So do you hire people for doing creative work?
Yes.
And if they come in here without a degree,
Yeah.
will you consider them?
They are the best ones.
Yes,
They are the best ones.
Yeah.
They're the best ones. And what I've discovered is that like a lot of the people that go to these schools, they learn one specific skill.
Yeah.
And they don't even do that very well. So like they'll just learn, oh, I'm the camera guy or I'm the director. I go, cool, pick up this camera, shoot something outside and edit it. You've got 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, I don't know how to use the audio. Well, I'm not sure how I edit because I was just focusing on directing.
Yeah.
I go, well, dude, you have a limited skill set, you know, like that's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, honestly, like the people that I've had the most success with are just the people that like had a passion for something and figured it out themselves when they were making YouTube videos when they were 15.
And if they come in this door without any experience, but just being curious, just if you notice that they want to learn, they want to grow as a person, that's the best kind of people to hire, I would assume.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because, you know, you can like train them the way that things really are, not the way that like a school system thinks they should be. Yeah. So look at us,
Look
fucking
at us,
figuring
look at
out the
us.
school. Two
Amen,
losers
amen.
figuring out the school system.
We should talk about some ideas about marketing. So I got loads of ideas. No education, loads of ideas.
Do you really?
Yeah. We should talk about it after the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always thought, like when it came to marketing, like obviously, like using humor is the best tool as well,
Definitely.
right?
Because you need something people remember you. Funny stuff.
When I have a look at like commercials that I fucking hate commercials.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking hate them.
Yeah.
But the ones that I do enjoy watching, it's like when they're funny. And a really good example of this is like Finn.no. Like they have really funny commercials.
Yeah.
They have this one about this guy called Reiseleder Shell.
Yeah.
And it's with a song and he goes down and it's like a tribute to the guy that organizes the trips.
Yeah.
I listen to that song on Spotify. That's how fucking good that, and I hate ads and I love that ad.
Yeah, same here. And I spend a lot of time just analyzing ads. What would I done different?
Yeah.
I think that there's so many. You can see that a lot of the people that are making ads have gone through the same education. It's the same thing. It's so much of the same.
I have
boring
I have a
shit.
theory about that. People like that. I have a theory that like a lot of people that work in like advertising or do things like graphic design, they're really artists without the bravery to pursue their art.
Yeah.
So like if you're a graphic designer or you're an artist, you like painting shit, you like designing things, you go, oh, can I make it as an artist? Can I be the next Banksy? Probably not. I guess I'll just work for this ketchup company and like design fucking ketchup labels or whatever the fuck they do. You know what I mean? That's what I really think. That they kind of take the safe choice.
Yeah.
And they live with that and it haunts them.
I think just people have a way too big of a need to be comfortable. Like to just get an education, get a job, and just get a good income, and just find a place to live. And I think when you're 80 years old and you look back on your life, what time do you think you will remember the most? The time that you worked at a big company doing generic ads for a lot of different companies, or the time that you lived in a collective with some of your friends, struggling to make ends meet, like eating pasta every day and just chasing your dream, just trying to find something that you want to do. That's the time you remember. The time that where you're not sure what you're gonna do. But you want to do something. You want to be something. You know. I think that's the time. That's the time of life that you remember. That's the thing. People shouldn't be afraid of living in a collective and eating shitty food and living with a lot of friends and just. I think we should appreciate those moments more. If that makes any sense.
I 100% agree with you. And as I'm somebody who started comedy at 38 years old.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 44.
44. Holy shit.
That's old as shit.
You look way younger.
Dude, you should see me with my shirt off.
I will. That was my idea for afterwards. You naked.
Yeah. But I started comedy when I was 38. Yeah. And I'd been wanting to do it like probably since I was like 35 or something. I thought about it for years and I just fucking delayed it. And I was busy with kids and business and stuff. And then I started doing it at the fucking old age of 38. And I started doing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu when I was 35.
Yeah.
And, these are very difficult pursuits to start at any age, really. A lot of suffering, a lot of rejection, stuff like that. Very low chance of success.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine a parallel life where I didn't start those two things.
Yeah.
And I think about, if I'm sitting in the green room, with you and Espen and Kevin and Hans Magner and Sivrid and Talak, there's no way I could ever imagine a life where I didn't get to fucking do this.
Yeah.
And
same.
Right.
Same.
And I just think that no matter when you make the decision to do something, it's never too late.
No.
And it's never too late to be uncomfortable, or maybe you think, oh, I've got all this shit and I have to do this fucking job that I fucking hate to keep this shit. Get rid of some of the shit. Just get rid of some of the shit. Scale back some of the shit.
You don't need all the shit.
The shit that you really need, the shit that you really fucking need to have in your life is the shit that when you close your eyes at night, you go, I am fucking doing what I want.
Yeah.
And
passion.
That's the fucking key. That's the key. And man, I don't give a fuck about how much I'll make sometimes doing a comedy show. If I get to do a 15-minute set in front of 100 people and it's like 500 kroners, I'll fucking take it.
I remember when I had done stand-up for less than 2 years. I started when I was 20, so I was fairly young. So I've done stand-up for 12 years now.
Good.
And I remember I've done stand-up for like a year and a half or something, and I was asked to do a pro bono gig for cancer patients. Okay, there we go. At the hospital in Bergen. I remember when I came in, and the girl who was organizing this, she was not good at organizing. So the gig started with me in a cafeteria at 11 o'clock in the morning, and there was no mention of stand-up. I just came in, took a microphone, and started talking to 3 old guys who what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who's this guy with the microphone? And but it was really good time, because they when they understood that I was there to entertain, they saw I was nervous, so they started helping me out, and it was a really good gig. And they started laughing, and you could see that they were sick, but they had sort of accepted their situation. That it seemed like they had lived their lives, and that they were comfortable with just enjoying the last bits. That's the impression I got. I don't know how ill they were, but they weren't. This was part of the hospital for really sick people. And 5 minutes into the set, a kid walks in, 15, 16 years old, with one of those.
Yeah, the IV bags.
Yeah, walking in with this mother. He had a cap on. You could see he had no hair, and he was just so fucking tired of life, and the mood in the room just dropped, because this was sad, man. It was a 15-year-old came in with his mom, and so he sits down in the first row, and I remember his mom. She was just laughing hysterically at every joke I said, just to try to make a. And he was just sitting there looking at the ground. He was fucking tired. And at one point, he laughed at a joke. and when he did that, he laughed real loud. Like I hit something in him. Like that he thought it was funny, and when he started laughing, the old guy started laughing again. So we were five people, me and 4 cancer patients and a mother, and it was one of the best gigs of my life. I mean, the atmosphere in the room. We laughed, we talked. It was probably to this day the best gig of my life.
Damn, that's some real shit, man.
Yeah, that was. I'm really that's one of the things that I've had times where I was like, I don't want to do stand up anymore because there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of stress and all that. I don't want to go full Oprah Winfrey here, but I mean that memory means a lot to me, and that's one of the reasons why. If I ever get the chance to spreading joy to someone who needs it, I think it's the best thing I can do with my skill set, and it feels really good doing it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're making a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I was hanging out with this dude once, a couple of years ago, and he goes, "Oh, so what do you do?" I go, "Oh, man, I make videos, and I'm starting to do comedy. So, I mean, you know, nothing really that important." And he goes, No. Did you say comedy? I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Stand up?" He goes, "That's medicine." He goes, "Stand up and making people laugh is medicine." And I go, "Is it?" He goes, "Yeah, because you're changing the internal fucking biome of somebody's psychology."
Yeah, it's a genuine response.
It is.
Yeah, it's not something that they can't fake it, or they can, but nobody does. And making people laugh is yeah.
It's weird, right?
It's super weird and super satisfying. Yeah.
I can't believe it works.
Yeah.
I've said this so many times. I feel like sometimes jokes are spells.
Yeah.
Right? And you're a fucking Gandalf-style wizard. And you just cast this spell, and then you like bring out this laugh demon. And they're like, "Ah, ha, ha, ha." And when you see people or hear them losing their shit, they are uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And they go, "Ah!" You go, "Whoa!"
So fucking weird.
It's so weird. You could just cast a spell that forces people to make weird sounds and faces.
Yeah.
The faces that sometimes people are laughing like,
When they look at you with excitement, just waiting for your next word.
Oh, yeah.
And there's the other side.
Yeah.
When you're in a room full of people and nobody's laughing. That's the price we pay.
That's it.
That's
a heavy downside.
Yeah,
but you know, one of the reasons I got into comedy was because I fucking love the art form, and I would go and watch comedy shows, and I would be somebody that they were telling spells to and fucking cracking up.
Yeah.
And then I saw like Ahmed Mamau,
Yeah.
and he fucking like he owned my soul like
Yeah.
that night. And I saw him at the Theo Von show,
Yeah.
and he killed it.
Yeah.
I liked him more than I liked Theo.
Oh, did Ahmed warm up for?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I went to the show and I was just like, this guy, I love him. And since then, whilst we've become friends, I still love him. And he just has this command over a part of my body.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He'll always own a piece of my soul.
Yeah, I love Ahmed.
Yeah. But it's, man, I can never stop thinking about like the opportunity that we get to do that.
Yeah. It really is. It's we're very privileged.
Really privileged.
We're lucky to be able to do this.
And another thing that I find really captivating about the community that we're in is that the entry level is very low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could just have done stand-up comedy, like maybe not even once. And all you have to do is just keep turning up to shows, writing to people, trying to get spots, and just that's it.
Yeah.
I remember when we did that show at Sandvika, there was a new guy that was in the audience.
Yeah.
Right? That had just started doing comedy, and he wanted to like kind of hang out, and he was there and everything like that. And I remember in the car you saying, we have to look out for those new people.
Yeah.
Like we have to bring them in, and we have to make sure that they feel comfortable as a part of this community.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I was like, yeah, You're fucking right.
Yeah, our community needs to. We need to look after the weird people.
That's what you said. That's
yeah.
what you said.
We need those people.
We do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The weird people are often the most funny people. The people who brings the most joy.
Yeah. And I don't know that many. I'm sure there are, but I don't feel like a lot of other communities, like you can be somebody 10, 12 years deep and be like just hanging out with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that people going, no, you're the weirdo. Dude, you're one of us. Come in. Like, I don't know if it's like that for, like models or rappers or maybe there's like more of a.
I think it might be special for stand-up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing that makes somebody special is their uniqueness.
Yeah.
Another thing I like about fucking comedy, man, is it doesn't matter whether I fucking brush my hair. Like, it doesn't matter what brand my shoes are.
No.
Like, nobody gives a fuck whether I'm wearing a designer belt. No. Like, they just want to are you funny?
Yeah.
That's all we need.
That's all you need.
That's all we need. And like, I'm not somebody that invests a lot of energy and time or money into portraying this facade about who I want you to perceive me to. I'm just fucking me. Yeah. And like, you vibe with it or not. Fucking deal with it if you don't. Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of cool about stand-up.
It is. And yeah. It's a place for the weirdos, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, what else would you do if you didn't do stand-up?
Yeah, and the most important thing is if anyone listening wants to start stand-up, the most important attributes that you need to have or talent that you need to have is the working talent. Just being able to work with things, to learn stuff. Because a lot of the most funny comedians didn't start off as a natural. They just saw it. They were interested. They were captivated by it, and they wanted to learn. So just learn by doing. It's the best thing. And bombing on the stage is the biggest blessing you can have. Just make sure that you learn from it.
Yeah.
I remember. I think my 2 years that I had a most growth. I used to do. And when I lived in Bergen, we had something called humorlaboratoriet, prøverøret. So it's a testing stage. Like, it was every Tuesday, and it was always, nearly always empty. Like between 7 and 9 people in the audience.
Oh my God!
And like 11 comedians.
Yeah.
And I for 2 years, I think I hosted like half of them.
Yeah.
I just got up there, started hosting with 5 people in a room, and it was so many fucking hard nights. But I used to drive to those, and just on the car ride home, I just went over what did I do today? What happened today? How can I improve? And I learned so much from bombing, so much.
Yeah,
so much. And I feel like I'm at the point now where I've bombed so much. I've done so many shit gigs that. There's not a lot of situation I'm not prepared for. Yeah,
and you just have that experience.
I most likely I've experienced the persona, the person in the audience before.
Do you break the persona down to particular character types? Do you say this is like? Do you have a definition of like? Is there like 3 or 4 of them? Is there 10 of them?
No. I mean, it's more of I think the best way to describe it is frequency, like vibing. Like you at some point when you're trying to adjust to the stage, you're trying to figure out where to stand, how to move, what your body language is. At one point, you just realize, okay, I got him. I don't know how, but it's not this energy, this vibe. This tempo, this volume, this is what they want. This is what generates that. It's a lot. It's hard to explain, but it's something that you just need to learn by doing.
A frequency. I never thought you would say that. No. A vibe.
Yeah.
Wow. And you just got to kind of tune into it.
And you know when you hit it, it's like, okay, this is it. This is and there's a lot of things that comics eventually will learn is that because you got a lot of comics that are deadpan, Like they don't want to use a lot of energy. They don't want to use a lot of voice, for instance. But there's so many. Just when you're in a room, just show them that you're in control, right? So you don't have to be intense and screaming, but just take the microphone out of the stand and take a good step forward to the front of the stage. Just body language. Just show them that you are in control of the room. Like walk from side to side and look people in the eyes. Just show them that you're there, and always address the room. If something happens in the room, just grabbing the microphone, starting your set, doing the same set. If you do latter for a full week and you go from Tuesday to Saturday and just grab the microphone, you do the same set. You're not engaging. Just address something that makes this night special. This night is special. This is not just me doing the same jokes. This show is special because you did this, unique for this show. This show is unique. Just make it. Just make every show unique some way. So whenever you're doing, even if you're not doing, whenever I'm doing a normal spot, I always in some way interact. I don't need to talk to people. I don't need to do crowd work, but just address something that happened that night, something another comic said. Is there anything the previous comic said that you can integrate in your joke? It's a super cheap trick, but it works. If a person is on your stage and talks about a friend that's annoying them, or if a girl's on the stage and she has a joke about a guy who sent her dirty text messages and stuff, just go up and say you're that person. Just do it. It doesn't cost much. It's not a great joke, but it somehow just it lets the audience know that you've seen the show, you're a part of the show, you're here tonight. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
And so also, I see a lot of acts just the most comfortable place to sit and wait for your turn is backstage. The best place to be is in the audience, just back in the room, just watch the show.
Yeah.
Look what I'm talking about. You can get a vibe of the frequency which is standing there. So just look at the comic on the stage. Okay, so that didn't work. What was wrong? What did it do wrong? Was it too much energy? Was it too low? Was it too dirty? Was it not dirty enough? Just observe, because you're going up there.
Yeah. So you're tuning in to the.
Just stand in the back of the room and just observe. Just look, especially on the MC, because he does a lot of crowd work.
Yeah.
So the MC, when the MC is talking to the audience, you get there's a lot of information for you there when you're doing a spot.
Yeah.
Just it's the best place to be. It's in the room. Just observe.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, that's a fucking great way to. That's awesome that you said that.
Yeah.
Because like when I see you, maybe I said this at the beginning of the podcast, but it feels like you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And there's another comic that does that is Jonas.
Yeah.
Like when Jonas is on stage,
yeah,
even if there's fucking 500 people there, I feel like he's talking just to me.
Yeah.
And I go, is he talking to me? And that's the kind of thing that I feel like I go, oh yeah, he's talking to me.
Yeah.
Like this is going to sound weird, but it feels like we're in a dialogue. And he's just the one talking, but I'm going, yeah, it is like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that's frequency. Like we're whatever's going on, we're in this together, and the audience really appreciates it. And because it's super weird, just when you're emceeing, just like every comedian is like, I've seen this joke 500 million times. The comedian, the MC takes the microphone and says, "So what's your name?" And Nils. So, all right. First time on stand-up? Yeah. And you're on the first row, and the audience just cracks. I've seen that joke 1 million times, and it's worked 1 million times.
Oh,
because
wow.
it's now.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of the same thing. That one thing that doesn't make sense to me is just you can write you can start your set with a good joke. And you can finish with a great joke, and you'll get a lot of response. But if you finish your set with a callback, the callbacks are so fucking strong. I don't know why, but just mentioning something that you done previous in the set, and the audience loves it. I think it might be that they're feeling you make them feel smart because they can remember what you said they can remember what you said 5 minutes ago. I don't know what it is, but I've never understood. Just because I do a lot of writing for the comedians. Like I write jokes for the comedians, and the best way to joke up a set is just reuse the jokes from from the first bulk. Callbacks are super efficient, and it's really weird.
Yeah, I've been thinking about callbacks, and I think like the thought that I had at least was that like when you do a callback, it's kind of like letting the audience know that we're in on this together.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you remember that thing?
Yeah,
you get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like two young boys planning a scheme.
Yeah. Hey, we joked about that earlier. We joked about that.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's a lot of psychology.
It is a lot of psychology.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, I'm just gonna say, you're such a you as a person. You're so interested in what people are saying. It feels so good to share things with you because you're always really, really interested. It's a very good personality trait.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you know, the conversation is going towards things that we both fucking really like talking about. And I have a natural like sense for curiosity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, I'll tell you something, man. I'm like so fucking curious. I learned a fact like a couple of years ago about the origin of the word dog. Like the origin of nobody knows.
I need to know this.
Nobody knows the origin of the word dog.
Okay.
They have no idea. Like the word hund
Yeah.
and the word like hound, like it comes from, you know, fucking thousands of years ago, Germanic language and all that sort of shit. But they don't know where dog came from.
Don't?
They don't know. It's one of the biggest mysteries in like the English language. All of a sudden, there's a couple of theories, but you can't confirm them. And every time I fucking see a dog, every time somebody says, "Where's the dog?" I go, "I wonder where it came from."
Who are you? Where did you come from? Who do you work for?
Yeah. So I'm just naturally fascinated by things, and I try to be a good listener throughout, obviously the podcast, but just in general. Because
you are in general. I noticed it, and you got a very good reputation in the community.
Oh, thanks.
I think that's I also do I arrange course. Skrivekurs, nykommerkurs. What the fuck? So I hold these courses for people in Bergen who wants to start as comedians.
Yeah.
And I always tell them that there's two variables that we will look for that people are looking for when giving spots and all that. And it's obviously talent, and there's just likability, and if I'm slightly better than you, but you're more likable, you will get spots before me because we work with humans. So just because just come in and be nice to people, man. It's because there's a lot of elbows in this business, and if you need to find a way to get where you want without sabotaging or making without sabotaging or just making you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just be a good person.
Dude, my thing is just be cool.
Yeah, just be cool.
You know, just be cool.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm also very honest.
Yeah.
Like I know that I've only been doing comedy for about 5 years, and 2 of those years were pandemic years.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
No.
It's bullshit years.
Yeah.
And I know that like most people that I'm talking to that have been doing comedy longer have a lot more experience.
Yeah.
And they have something to fucking teach you. And even somebody that has a different experience that might have been doing comedy less than you, but has a different fucking view on life, or they have a different struggle, they have something to teach you too. So like when I'm talking to somebody and they're communicating their experiences to me, I always think that there's something of value to gain by listening.
I remember when I was new, the first advice I got is the best advice I got, and I teach it to everyone I see. It was Ole So. He's my mentor. He's everybody's mentor. He's such a great guy, Ole So. And he said, because you will get a lot of advice. People, comedians will give new comedians advice all the time. Only accept advice that makes sense to you. It doesn't mean if the biggest comedian in Norway comes to you and said you should do this. If you don't feel it, it's the advice was not meant for you. You need the advice you get needs to make sense for you in a way in order for you to be able to sell it.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of these issues with when I wrote the solo show is that I had Oleson on regie and a lot of the things that he wanted to get through was immediately I said that this makes sense to me. A lot of things he wanted to get through didn't make sense to me, so I didn't do them.
Yeah.
Because even though it might be the best thing, I couldn't find myself just putting myself behind that way of doing it.
Yeah.
It was not right for me, and I can't I can't be on the stage and perform in a way that doesn't make sense to me.
No, yeah, that makes 100%.
Yeah.
Like that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm the same. Like I'll take advice from people or whatever feedback they say. Hey, what do you? And I'll be like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or I'll go like, you know what? I appreciate your suggestion, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I never want to discourage them from telling me.
No.
I'm always open to the like. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. So if I'm doing any show and somebody watches it and they go, hey, you know when you did that, maybe if you put this first, and I'll listen to it and I'll evaluate it.
As long as people approach you in a respectful manner. They respect you and say, hey man, so the set, good job. I got a few ideas.
Yep.
Listen. But if someone comes up to you and like, hey man, come, if they're forcing the way into you and they're not being respectful to your set or to your jokes and they just start off like, this didn't work, you need to do this. No, be silent.
There's a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it.
Which is being respectful and asking for permission to share your thoughts. And I still do that when I think most newcomers would appreciate if I came with advice and stuff like that. But I always ask in a very respectful manner.
Yeah, you know what I say? I go, hey, I saw your set. Do you want any feedback?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Do you want? I have a couple of suggestions. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah. And
then if they say yeah, then I go, okay, cool. Yeah. But I've asked.
Yeah. And seeing, I love that whenever I see a comedian on the stage doing a joke that I supported and it goes well, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just you put small bits of you in the everywhere in the business.
Dude, I have a joke which I've been doing for like almost a year now or something, and a comedian helps me with it. Kim Eng. It's about like doing cocaine off an iPad.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, I go, yeah, that's my boy Kim.
Yeah.
Kim helped me with that one.
Tell me the joke?
Yeah, I think the joke is what is it? It's like in Norwegian, I have a personality. I'm very cute and veldig søt og veldig koselig. But in Australian, my personality, he's just a fucking legend. Like, let me give you an example. I went to the shop and I bought my son an iPad. The Norwegian personality, but the Australian personality just uses it to do lines of cocaine. Yeah. And then it kind of goes off from there.
Okay.
But he helped me with that.
Yeah.
He said, what about if you use and I go, yeah.
And I love what you're doing now. You're giving credit where credit is due.
Definitely.
It's I love that.
It makes me better.
Yeah.
And I don't want to I want to create a relationship with people that we are mutually interested in helping each other grow together.
Yeah, and you're doing it the right way, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, there's very few things in my life that I love more than comedy.
Yeah.
Like I can count them on one hand.
Yeah.
So like to me, it's like, it's a fucking blessing.
Yeah, it is.
Being able to express myself in front of fucking people that are listening. Like, who the fuck gets to do that in front of like all these people that are listening, and getting to hang out with like literally the funniest people in the country.
Yeah.
Like when I was in the car driving back with you guys, that's a fucking major lineup, that show. Like just in our car. Like you, Espen, Kevin, Hans Magna. Like that's a fucking that's a great show.
With the child seat just hanging over the waist and screaming.
Oh, dude, you guys were 3 big dudes in the back of a tiny car, and then you had to take a baby seat on top of you. And so, like Kevin Kildare is probably the smallest.
He got in the front seat.
He got in the front seat.
Fucking Kevin.
What a motherfucker. But he called shotgun.
Yeah, he called shotgun.
He called it.
Hey, it's I think. And the comedian in us was like the biggest 3 of us in the backseat. It's the most funny situation. Let's go for it. Yeah. I think you always should do that as a comedian. Just whatever can make a situation more funny is what you should do.
Do you lean into that? Do you like kind of like if you go, hey, should I do this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right.
And it was I used to do it a lot more before. I did a lot of stupid shit when I was drunk. I was just hoping it would turn into a story.
Exactly.
And it's really funny how everything because comedians don't have that more exciting life than other people. We're just better at looking at finding humor and just yesterday I just got an email from Google, just your movement last month, because I have GPS on and stuff. And when I see it, immediately it's like, okay, I need to see this, if there's anything funny there. And I saw that I had walked 19 kilometers in a month, which is not a lot of kilometers, man. And I just...
my God.
So I'm doing latter today, so I'm just going to talk about it, because I did the math. You're supposed to do like place between 5,000 and 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah, preferably 10.
Yeah. I've done 630 steps a day for a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm writing a joke now about if I'm collapsing on stage tonight and a doctor comes up and tips me over, so he's been dead for a month.
Yeah, you lazy piece of shit. 630? What the fuck have you been doing?
You know what? Cocaine dealers, they deliver on the door now.
Do they?
They do. So I think most of those steps is going down to Kiwi to withdraw money for cocaine.
Wow. Hey, let me just ask you this question. If you want to order cocaine, is it like people...
I could have cocaine delivered here in 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Should I get some?
Let's do it.
And the podcast. We're talking business.
Yeah. But like, I'm thinking that now you have a lot more ways to order cocaine securely because of like apps with like end-to-end encryption. Is that how?
No. I just say. I mean, I'm not in danger ordering cocaine. I'm not in trouble. The dealer's in trouble.
Okay, so it's nothing fucking fancy. Like it's not like a signal,
Snapchat or text or.
Wow. Yeah. So it's that open. And okay, let's talk about the cocaine thing. How good is the quality of the cocaine in Oslo? Because I feel like it's probably stepped on a lot, right?
It's stepped on, yeah. I mean, I've only done cocaine in Norway, so I'm not really sure, but it depends. And there's times there where you definitely get. But I mean, I think I got a very good high on cocaine. I mean, I used for the last 4 years, I've spent like a place between 30 and 40,000, 50,000 a month on cocaine, on the worst month at least.
Yeah.
So
you're a good customer.
Yeah.
You're getting
dealers love me.
Yeah, of course.
They love me.
You're getting that Barmer cocaine.
Yeah. I've actually when that shit got stopped, my dealer was out of cocaine for 2 weeks. So, I don't know why he told me that. I shouldn't know this.
Weird. The biggest fucking bust in Norwegian Coke history.
800 million kroner. Holy shit.
Isn't that was just the first one?
Yeah.
And then they had the second one. Another 800 million.
I cried so hard.
Oh my God.
It would have been so much joy for me, man.
I thought that was so funny when that happened.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and just imagine how much there is. I mean, they're not super because something you can taste how the cocaine has been transported into. Like sometimes the cocaine have a very gasoline taste. I know it's used in the process, but I was told because in in barrels with oil and gasoline and stuff. They glue it under the lid.
So the smell.
So the
penetrates
smell. Yeah. So you can smell. It has different smell on based on how it gets into Norway. It's super interesting.
Yeah, of course. So much of it must get through. They're not stopping shit.
No, they don't. No, 800 million is nothing. That's what I spend in a week.
It's a long weekend. Damn. But did you ever like get concerned about cocaine being cut with fentanyl? Because that's a big problem in America.
No. I've never. I mean, there was one time this is only a couple of months ago. Like I was talking to my dealers, like, can I get some cocaine? He was like, man, sorry, but I've run out, and I've only got this, and it's shit. It's probably amphetamine, and it's people have used it, have gone into psychosis. I'm like, I'll have 3 grams. It was like, man, I don't feel right selling this to you. I'm like, I need it. I don't care. Just give it to me. I just need it. And he was like, are you okay, man? Like my dealer was like, man, I don't feel comfortable selling you this because people have gone insane. I was like, I'd give it 3 grams. Yeah.
I like that he has a conscience.
Yeah, because he's going to lose a lot of business if I die.
Yeah, but yeah. But I mean, it kind of like, I feel like if you're a drug dealer, you should have a responsibility to make sure that people are buying your products are going to be okay.
I mean, if I die and they go and the police go through my Vips history, they'll catch a lot of drug dealers.
Yeah. Man, there's like a lot of stories in Australian crime history about people that poisoned heroin on purpose to disrupt a rival gang's power in the street and stuff like that. And I just thought, like, man, if that's the move that you're going to go to, like to fucking kill people just to bring down an organization, I don't think you need to have bad morals to be a drug dealer.
No.
I feel like I smoke weed, weed's illegal, a lot of people smoke weed. You don't need to be somebody that's a criminal villain that doesn't give a fuck about people just because you're selling fucking weed.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think you're crossing the line a bit when you're selling cocaine. You know, the travel a bag of cocaine has from its from coca leaves to a bag in Norway. There's a lot of that. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm quitting. It's that I know for every bag I purchase, I contribute to a lot of bad shit. It's not coca farmers and violence and it's not a very humane drug to use, cocaine.
No, that's because it's illegal.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't think cocaine should be illegal, man.
You don't think it should be legal?
No, man.
No, okay.
I mean, because it's so easy to just implement in your life, and it's so easy to add to situation, and it's so hard to remove from situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think weed should be legal. No, it should be legal. I mean, weed should be legal, but I don't feel the same way about cocaine. No.
Okay, because it's too powerful.
Yeah. It's super addictive, and it makes it hard to function.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I understand your position and I get it, but the counter argument is all the things that you want to try to avoid, like with the people smuggling and the cartels and all the murders, that would go away.
It would,
because the demand for people doing cocaine is really high.
It is,
and I think it's getting higher. Yeah. And my view is that, like, when you have these things swept under the carpet and you can't go to anybody about it, and you're just getting these things from these sketchy dudes, and who knows what they put in it, and we're gonna kill this guy. I feel like all that stuff is like,
and I think legalizing would probably be a better way than what it is now. But I mean, it's a tough one. I mean,
it's tough,
and also I'm very personally involved in this because I've struggled years with cocaine addiction, and it's hard, man.
Of course,
it's exhausting, and it's driven me suicidal several times. Like it's No, obviously, it might have been because it was stepped on and mixed, and like I've done my share of bad cocaine as well, obviously, but I really, but I mean, there's a lot of people who not a lot probably, but there's a lot of people who can keep cocaine at a sort of responsible level, and like they can do it every once in a while. On a party, and if some friends have, but I mean, and that's how I started. But once it got a problem, once it just started getting a problem for me, it got to a real big problem real fast.
I understand. Yeah. You know, like when we're talking about addiction and all of the, you know, like information that you've like kind of shared and the personal experience you've gone through, it seems that like there is like people have inclination to get addicted to different shit.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the things that I've been discovering lately is the addictive nature of particular foods.
Yeah.
Like really highly processed foods. And like as I've gotten older, I've been struggling with weight. I've been like putting on a lot of weight, and I work out a lot. And my coach goes, "You're still a bit fat." And I go, "Yeah, I've been training a lot." He goes, "Man, it's the food. It's the food." And then I like kind of looked into this like ultra processed food thing. And it's like all these fucking scientists, man, manipulating all the food that we eat to put in all these ingredients that just never fill you up and make you addicted. And you have a look at the type of like, rates of like increased obesity, heart disease, cancer, all because of ingredients in ultra processed foods that are designed to make you fucking addicted to them. That's the shit that we should also fucking outlaw.
Yeah.
You know, because you got the smartest people in this fucking, you know, in an entire industry, like designing things to keep you hooked. And it's not cocaine. It's not fucking this. It's the shit that you trust from people that have like advertising budgets.
Yeah.
So it is like we are a weird animal, like the human animal, and the way that our brains can be tricked to activate this reward system to design a particular behavior.
Yeah.
Whether it's fucking coke and gambling, or whether it's eating 7 fucking protein bars in a row.
Well, you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to get addicted on that.
Yeah.
Some people do, but I mean, I bet you do. Have you ever done smoke weed and just watch videos about the universe?
Oh my God. Yeah, of course.
That's the best.
Dude, that's the best.
I think that's really weird about Norway, because about a lot of word really is that I think just the term drugs, narcotics it's too wide, man. Because I mean I've smoked weed where I was. If I ever smoke weed, I'll roll a joint and I'll just put on something I like maybe a cool movie, something about the universe, or just some YouTube video people singing, and order some food, make some food, and just be by myself and listen to music and have a great night. That's narcotics. Right, and then there's the other. Then there's me and cocaine, where I do 4 grams of cocaine and I gamble away all my money and I go into cocaine psychosis and I consider taking my own life. I mean, I think it's so weird that these 2 experiences are in the same category.
Yeah,
because they're not the same thing at all.
No,
these are not. But one of them is not narcotics. That's weed, man.
Yeah,
if we sell alcohol and weed, we need to wake up.
I can't believe it's taking Norway so long to wake up. It seems like they're legalizing it in so many other fucking countries.
Yeah.
Or like at least medical. You can't even buy fucking CBD oil here.
Yeah,
you know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I just fucking I can't get over it, man. Yeah. But no, I'm a big fan of the sacred herb, you know, like the power of the magic plant. It's just like...
Oh, all the plants.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we should talk after the show, man.
I'm down, man. I'm down. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude. Nah, man. But listen, I fucking really enjoyed talking to you.
Thanks, man. Likewise.
I really like you.
I like you too, man.
And I'm a fucking big fan of your comedy.
Thanks, man. Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
You know, do you have to go now, or I got... How are you for time?
No,
It's almost 4 o'clock.
I need to be at Latter at 6, and I need to go home and change first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, what were you thinking?
Dude, I was just thinking about something that you asked me before the podcast.
Yeah.
And you asked me about my hospital experience.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, let's just...
Yeah. I
Let's
got time. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I think like I did experience something that was like pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
And you said that you saw a post that I written. Was it the recent one?
Yeah. It was you in a hospital and it's staring at the wall.
Yeah.
So I saw that you used a lot of humor.
Yeah.
But I also got the understanding that this was not a particularly happy situation for you.
No.
6 months of rehabilitation. Yeah. You're working on. Yeah. It's got to be tough for you, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really tough. And the thing like about that post was that like I went to bed last night at 11 o'clock and I wrote the post at like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. And I just had this feeling that I need to fucking get this out.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, don't do it, man. Just go to bed. Just fucking close your eyes. And I couldn't sleep for 3 hours. And then I just like, okay, fuck, let's get my fucking phone. Find these fucking pictures. Let me just write this shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me punch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me change this. I got to delete this. Let me add that. And I fucking wrote that thing for like an hour, but it was the best thing in the world for me to express that.
Yeah.
And like, I felt like I needed to do it.
Yeah.
I felt like this urge to share not just all the good shit about my life, but also like all the pain and the anguish and all the like torment that I'm going through.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like why I did it. And I felt like, I'll say that like I got a really, really, really good response from people that sent me messages saying, hey, can I come around and visit?
Yeah.
Do you need anything? I just want you to know that I love you. And that really meant a lot to me, man.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear it, man.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it, man.
Because, you know, like I enjoy talking to you and having this conversation because you're a vulnerable person and you have an entire show about the darkest period of your life. And normally that's things that people keep to themselves.
Yeah.
And you're sharing that.
Yeah. And you come to a point where you realize that sharing your vulnerability is not weakness at all. It's strength. It's being openly vulnerable, showing that you're human. I think it's a feat of strength.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Dude. All right. I fucking love you, bro.
I look fucking.
You didn't say it. Say it.
I'll say it.
Say it.
Love you, man.
There we go.
Thanks for having me.
All right. You're welcome. All right. See you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye, brother.
Bye.
Mwah.